Oh, perfect. If you do this, 100% I can guarantee you guys will hit the fairway 100 times better.
This is why a lot of senior golfers, they hit it perfectly straight and still get great scores.
Because they're wise.
Yeah.
Smart.
If you're hitting your drives left and right, you probably don't know this one secret that will help you hit your drive straight 100% of the time. In this video, we're gonna teach you the 5 steps to help you achieve this with PGA Coach James Yim.
First step is the setup. So as you know that with the driver, you know that setup is much more flatter swing plane than the steeper swing plane.
Yes.
Right? So we got to achieve the perfect swing plane because if you do have a bad setup, everything starts to go wrong.
Yes.
So make sure I see a lot of golfers, they push down the handle like this.
Too low.
Too low.
What happens when they push down the handle?
Oh yeah, they're gonna have a lot of cupping of the wrist on the setup. That's one of the most common issue. So with the driver, you want to have your arms slightly more straighter, and it's just slightly facing down. Okay? And then another thing is just standing too close.
Too close.
So with the driver, you got to make sure you have at least 2 fists away from the club.
Right.
So you can actually swing it more in a proper swing plane.
Okay.
So if your hands are right here, it forces you to swing more in a steep angle.
I see. If your hands are too close to your body.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So that's the first thing.
So if you cup your wrist, it also causes a steeper swing plane?
Yes. Because if you can shallow the club on the downswing, it's okay. But most of the golfers, they're always rushing their downswing. So it's very hard to get into a proper swing plane on the downswing. So it also makes you have a crossover swing.
Crossover swing?
Crossover, right?
Yeah, I see. It's more like you're looping it around, right?
Yes, pretty much.
Okay,
and
so
it all comes down to a setup position.
Right.
What are you wearing today?
Well, the sponsor of this video is Proper Cloth, which we'll get to in a moment. So step number 1 setup is mainly 2 points. One is making sure you have the correct distance.
Yes.
And then second is not cupping your wrist.
Yes.
Okay.
And then have enough space between your hands and your club.
Right. And then do you want to show us the proper setup and then a shot with the setup?
Yeah. So this is what I don't want to see. Toe coming up off the ground and then having a cupped wrist here. Just want to have stand a little bit farther, have 2 fists between your body, and then get your hands to slightly up. This. Okay.
Good shot.
Okay. Let's go to step
number 2. Step number 2 is
the takeaway.
Yes, but before that, you'll see that I have a new piece of clothing on from Proper Cloth. Okay. So on each of these points, I'm going to put on one new piece of clothing from Proper Cloth, and you'll see my transformation at the end as well.
Okay, so you got your shirts on.
Yeah, feel this. Look at this quality. I think this is the comfiest golf shirt I've worn.
It's very good quality.
Yeah.
So tip number 2 is the takeaway. So if you're getting into a good setup position, next part is a takeaway. So I see 2 most common issue for the takeaway. One is obviously the rolling over of the hands. Yeah, that's the most common issue.
Right.
So people do it without them noticing.
Right.
So what that happens is even when you're in a good setup position, if you roll over your hands, you're getting back to that cupped wrist.
Right.
So and then your club face is wide open.
Yeah. And the rolling of the hands usually happens when they roll their hands like this, right?
Roll their hands like this. So as soon as they roll, this happens and club face is facing the sky, which means wide open club face. And then a lot of people trying to compensate it by doing this. By getting the logo facing down so your club face doesn't get open.
So it's kind of like a reverse roll, rolling the other direction.
Yes. Then they overdo it. So
I see.
most common issues, I see this. I see their hands moving forward like this when they're trying to get the club face more close. This is very common. Just to try to fix this, they start doing this.
I see.
So best way is imagine there's a line here. That is your hand path. Your hand are going this way.
Okay.
Not that way. Yeah. And then your club is going straight back. You see this line here? There's a one line here, one line here.
Yes.
So as soon as you finish your takeaway, your club, hands goes on the hand pad, club goes on the club pad.
Right.
Not hand go out like this.
I see. So the most important thing to know is that your hands are moving sideways, right?
Hands are moving sideways. And then club is going sideways too.
Right.
You see my club face hasn't changed at all.
Yes, and it's still pretty on this line. I mean, it's back a little bit,
Yeah,
but pretty much still
Depends
following
on
this
where your
path.
takeaway is. Some
Yes.
people takeaways here, some people takeaways here. So this is the importance of the takeaway. Do you watch LPGA?
The
Or
only person I
PGA.
know is Nelly Korda because she has
Oh,
the most beautiful
perfect.
one plane swing.
I was actually gonna talk about Nelly Korda.
Okay.
Because she always have this routine before she hit the ball. She always does a
Right.
takeaway drill. So that's how important the takeaway. She always checks on her takeaway, and then she hits the ball. So you always gotta make sure you get into a proper takeaway position. Okay. So no rolling over, or not compensating it by moving your hands this way. So you just think about it as like just doing this.
You're just following your line.
Yes,
Right.
just following the line, and please do a lot of practice this. Just 10 minutes every day.
Right.
Just do this.
Yeah.
Head in front, hands close to your body, and hit the ball. See ya?
Nice. Straight. Perfect straight. You could putt with your driver.
Yeah,
Or like chip with your driver.
pretty much.
Okay.
All right.
So now we're on step number 3, but wait for the last step because that's going to be the most important part of hitting it straight, right?
That's
but first,
the way you can hit it.
Yeah.
100% guaranteed.
okay. Well, check out these pants from Proper Cloth.
Oh,
right? These are so
nice.
comfortable, stretchy as well, nice material. And
Oh,
this
this is very
belt,
stretchy.
yeah, what I love is it has no holes, so you can adjust it to any length,
Oh, nice.
right? You can put it anywhere.
I love the colors and the fabric. And
Yeah.
looks pretty good. Yeah. Step number 3 is the backswing. So on the driver, you want to make it into a little bit more flatter swing plane, right? So you don't want to go too high. So after you get into a perfect takeaway position, you got to get into a proper backswing swing plane. So what I don't like about most of the golfer is that the crossover swing. Something that I really don't like. It's really hard to get into a better swing plane on the downswing. So takeaway, and then imagine you're bringing the hands to that way instead of this way.
Up.
Yes, so more like here, and then throw it that way,
So is it kind of like, it feels like we're throwing it away?
away from the body. Trying to extend your left arm, which will help you have more rotation on your backswing instead of just lifting. You see there's absolutely no rotation here. Take away and throw it that way. It's totally fine to get your elbows out like this. You don't have to tuck it in.
Right.
As long as it doesn't go past 90 degree. This is more than 90 degree, right?
Right.
Yeah. As long
it
as you don't
tucked.
have a flying elbow, it's totally fine. Take away and throw it that way.
Right. Swing thought, elbow tucked, and throw it away from your body.
Yes, throw it away from your body. So this will help you get into a better swing plane, which will makes it easier for you to do a downswing.
Right.
Right? So we want to make it into a one plane swing pretty much. What I mean by one plane swing is getting your swing plane in the proper swing plane and coming back to the swing plane. And then we don't want crossover this or crossover this.
Right.
Take away, backswing. Yeah, so wasn't a perfect shot, but I was into the proper takeaway, backswing, and then coming back.
Right. Okay. Step number 4, I put on the vest and look like a real golfer now.
Yeah.
So now you're gonna tell us how to hit the ball, which is the downswing.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
But they gotta watch it in the end because step number 5 is actually the most important part of this video,
That's the most important part. Yes.
timing.
Yes.
Right,
Timing
okay.
of the swing.
So it's just the downswing first.
Yeah. So now we just learn setup, takeaway, and backswing. No, one of the most important part, the hardest part is always the downswing. So downswing, we got to make sure you drop your arms towards your right pocket
Right.
as soon as you start your downswing. But I see two mistakes when people do this. Some people, they use too much lower body and then they push their knees forward like this, which will cause their hands to go forward.
To come over.
Over
right?
the top. And if your hand goes this way, your club naturally follows.
Right.
Yes, that's one of the common mistake. And one other common mistake is you're shallowing too much.
Shallowing too
So
much.
you practice this a lot, like dropping the hands down onto your right pocket, dropping the right shoulder, you end up getting stuck.
Right.
And you end up hitting it to the right side.
Yeah.
That's another common issue. So what I want you guys to practice at home is look into a mirror. There's a mirror there.
Yes.
And you stand up like this, right?
Yes.
Make sure you put a tape along the wall that is same line as this.
Like a 45-ish?
No, it depends on how, because some people are tall, they're set
Right.
up like this. So,
Huh.
so put a tape there and keep checking on your, looking at the mirror.
Right.
This is very important. Takeaway, backswing. Make sure this is aligned with the swing plane, and then come back down.
I
like
see.
This. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. That's a really good check.
1. Yeah.
But they have to make sure they put it on the proper place on the mirror.
Oh yeah, it doesn't have to be exactly straight.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It doesn't have to be that straight. Mostly recommend getting your club underneath the swing plane, club head, not on top of the swing plane. And you can do this with the video too. When you do a video of yourself, make sure your hands are coming down and underneath the swing plane,
Yeah.
not on top. Because when it comes on from the top, it gets very hard to close the face. And then you have a higher chance that you'll be hitting down on the ball. And then gradually add speed when you're doing this. First start with very slow swing, like a slow-mo. And then after that, just add a little bit of speed. Little bit of speed.
Step 5, our most important point, which is timing. But before that, if you want to check out proper cloth, check it out in our link down below. They have 16 different measurements, so they'll get it perfectly sized just for you. They have a guaranteed fit. If it doesn't fit well, send it back. They'll adjust it. And everything is made to order and not mass produced. So link down below. All right, most important thing, timing. So
Yes.
everything else was just earlier, just the foundations.
Yes. Everything we just learned just now is all about getting into a swing plane.
Right.
So after that, it's a timing. So let me show you 2 examples. So, I'm gonna get into a perfect swing plane, and I'm gonna show you 2 shots. So what happened to that one?
What happened? What do I think happened?
Yeah.
Well, your club face was open.
Oh, good. Yeah, my club face is open, right? So that's what we're gonna talk about.
Right.
So let me show you one more shot. I'm gonna do the same speed, same swing plane.
Okay.
So what happened there? What do you think happened?
Well, I think you hit a little bit on the heel and then you like brush forward.
No, it was just close club face.
You close the club face. Okay.
So what happened to my dispersion?
It's left and right.
Yeah, it's
Right?
this, right?
yeah.
So why do you think that happened? It's just mainly because of the club face, right?
Yeah.
But I swung with same speed just now. But what has changed? My timing has changed,
Yes.
right?
Okay.
So that's what happened.
Uh-huh.
So how are you gonna change the timing? Because my backswing was perfect, my takeaway was perfect,
Yeah.
my swing plane was perfect, and my
Okay.
downswing club path was perfect.
Ah.
But even with the perfect everything, if your club face is open or closed, you're not gonna hit it anywhere. My dispersion is like this.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give you the best drill to just work on finding your own timing. Because everyone has a different timing.
Yes.
Because everyone has a different speed, everyone has a different height, different arm length, and different hip speed,
Right.
different arm speed, and different wrist rotation.
Right.
So best way to find this is always start with the small swing, like L12 swing. I know it's very hard for you guys to go to the range and just
And hit it softly.
not hit it 120% with your driver and hit it with like 10% of power.
Right.
So I highly recommend going to the indoor simulator to work on this because it gives you all the data and it shows you exactly where you're hitting. But the first thing is get the club face, get your backswing L less than half swing, and hit the ball and see where you're hitting first. So that was pretty straight.
Yes.
Right? So if you can hit the ball straight with 30% power, there's absolutely zero chance that you're gonna consistently hit the ball straight
Right.
and then getting your club face square during the impact. So I had an issue with a lot of like my club face too. My dispersion was like this, and then it was like this, and came back.
Yes.
But I tried everything. I tried to get my club face to be closed or open, and trying to change my downswing, and trying to accelerate my hips or arm. Whatever I do, it didn't matter, because whatever I do, if I don't find my own timing, I couldn't hit the center. I couldn't hit it straight. So do this until you hit 10 shot inside 20 yards, 15 yards right and 15 yards left.
Yeah.
So we're hitting it with less than 50% power. See how straight my balls are going?
Yeah.
And then if you can do this 10 shot and hit like 6 to 8 shot pretty much in a straight shot, then you slowly add the speed. So I was just here, and then now I'm gonna swing with like around 60 to 70%. So that was pretty straight.
Wow.
It went around 20 yards farther, right? This is the most simple and most obvious way to hit the ball straight.
Right.
Because if you cannot hit it square the club face on the 20, 30%, how are you gonna hit it with 120%?
Right.
So let me show you what most of the golfers do at the range with their driver. This is what they do, pretty much.
Long drive championship.
And I can't even square the club face with that speed.
Yeah.
So how you?
And this is why a lot of senior golfers, you see, they don't actually hit that far, but they hit it perfectly straight and still get great scores.
Because they're wise.
Yeah.
And smart, you know? They're not like those young people who watches Brian DeChambeau and bombing a driver. You gotta be smart. You gotta practice with like purpose. If you just keep hitting, I do have a lot of students who does that. He hits it pretty well with an iron. As soon as he grab a driver, he just can't control it. There's zero control.
It's the bait.
But iron, he just hits it pure, like perfectly.
Right,
so
right.
It's just so frustrating to see that. Timing is a sequencing of starting with your lower body and then getting the club face square doing the impact.
I see.
Yeah, we learn to get into a swing plane.
Yes.
But we haven't learned the sequencing.
I see.
But most people do have a good sequence. Most people start with the lower body.
Right.
But most important thing is you got to get the club face square during the impact.
Right.
It doesn't matter what sequence you have. If
Yeah.
your club face is open, there's absolutely no point.
Your sequence could be completely wrong, but, well, we don't suggest it, but as long as you get it.
Yeah, there are some golfers who literally swing like this. Like this,
But they
no
get it
leg,
square?
and then they always square the face. So there are some golfers who does that, but they've been golfing for a long time. They know, they found their own timing.
Yeah.
If you struggle with half swing, even start with takeaway, like this. See, there's no way I'm going to not square the face with this, right? Because my face angle hasn't changed. And with driver, it gets harder. But there's two reasons. One is because of the more backswing. More backswing you do, more wrist hinge, more club face. Your club face has more angle to change.
Right.
And then you swing faster too, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So
well,
that's
that
why
was
it's harder.
amazing. So we told the audience that if they are able to follow all these steps, they're going to hit it on the fairway.
100%.
100%.
This is something that I 100% guarantee you guys. If you do this, you will get better. I do this for so long with my driver, and we're trying to build a good sensation on your hand. Your hand is doing most of the work at the end. Your right hand is controlling your face angle.
Right.
So if you do this, 100% I can guarantee you guys will hit the fairway 100 times better.
Amazing. If you found this video helpful, you're going to find these videos even more helpful. So like, comment, subscribe, and check them out.